Majority of us set a goal, work towards it, and begin to see results here and there. Then all of a sudden, we find ourselves in our previous state. Why is this the case for most people? Not necessarily because you're degenerate or lazy, it's because you fear change. You who's watching this video, you want to escape your current situation. You know there's a better life out there. You want the nice things. However, you're smart enough to realize that money doesn't just fall from the sky. You have to put in effort, and effort engenders change, ultimately altering your existence. You see, in my own life, I forestalled building my own rental properties. I would give excuses. I would say I didn't have enough money. When I get enough money, I would still not build the rental property. It all came down to this reason. I was scared of confronting tenants who were twice my age. I used to feel very uncomfortable sitting in a group of people saying you're having a tenants meeting. So also, I knew I was a very ambitious person, or I am a very ambitious man. And when I start reaping dividends from that investment, I would ultimately want to scale it. Scaling it means I would hire a management team. On top of that, now I become a leader that people look up to, to make the final decisions. My employees would come to me with their problem, not just about the business, also life challenging problems. So this instant metamorphosis was causing a lot of resistance, making me to procrastinate. You see, my friends, most of us are in this situation. We are faced with this dilemma. You want to change, you want to escape this current situation. Your current level of existence is not ideal for you. Yet, you don't want that change. You don't want the lifestyle. You don't want the wholesale package. You don't want the problems and the bad things that comes with that change. You don't want to leave this current position. You're comfortable with your current friends. You're comfortable with this small life. You're comfortable with the idea that people don't know about your existence. In summary, you are trying to avoid responsibility and you don't want to take risks because we as humans we are conditioned not to fail under our own name. And if you put yourself out there and fail, now everyone knows you as a guy who failed. Back to my story. I decided that I wasn't going to live this way anymore. I decided that I'm going to take this risk. Whatever happens, let it happen. I don't want to be the guy who wakes up 30 to 40 years from now and regrets or wonder what would have happened if I had made that jump. Image, you're standing at the edge of a cliff. Would you make that jump even with the knowledge that there's no security of an object that is ready to catch your fall? Most people never make that jump. Most people stay 10, 20, 30 years still deciding. The only reason you who's watching this video is still deciding is because you're 10 years down the line. Another 10 years down the line, you would wish you would have started now because of the astronomical progress you would have made. So you Webchon, you also have to make that decision. Are you going to be the guy who takes on as much risk as possible, who isn't scared of the unknown? You see, there's a very funny thing with humans. We want change. We have a tendency to desire change at a very superficial level. But once it comes to the actual work, we are ready to do the work. But as we approach change, we relapse. In my own case, as I approach success, we all have that innate feeling when it's few more strikes to get the gold. We all know when it's a little bit push, a little bit of more persistence will get you what you desire. Then we become lazy in that scenario. For me, as I started acquiring a little bit of success, as I began seeing results in my own life, what I would do, instead of reinforcing that momentum, I would prioritize all my unimportant tasks above my important ones. And even when I completed the irrelevant tasks, I would stall by going out to get groceries or eat food or try to meditate, which was actually my cue for sleep. I would do all of these things, and when the day is almost over, I lazily go to the important tasks. Now the day is over. I didn't procrastinate. The day is just over. So I created a legal system where I have the legal right, where I have the right to procrastinate without feeling guilty, because I will reinforce that bad habit with this scriptural quote that I must work the works of my Father while it is day, for the night cometh when no man worketh. So I would reinforce that bad habit. I would say there is night now. We don't want to disobey the Bible, so we have to sleep. All you're doing is disrupting your own momentum. You're doing yourself a disservice. People have this flawed idea that their decisions are inconsequential to the outcome of their future. This is a cosmic law that is incomprehensible. You can avoid the laws of man, but you can't avoid the laws of nature. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. As you sow, you shall reap. Even if you make a bad decision today and travel to a far distant land, that consequence would find you with exact precision and metal judgment. There are laws that are inescapable. And inaction is an action of is not doing anything, which is inaction. It's action in and of itself. Then you live your life to chance. You live your life in autopilot. Most people wake up like an accident. I know I'm going off a tangent here, but hear me out. Most people wake up. This is the trajectory of the average man. You are born, you go to school, you get a job, then, if you're fortunate, you have good children. If you're unfortunate, you get diagnosed with some kind of disease. Then you retire, struggle, arguing, and die. That is the reality for most people. And you think the upcoming generation who have seen the lots of people who took that route would discern and correct what their predecessors did. But they're still following that route and hoping that something along the way will change. We have this saying in Nigeria, something will fall out. Anyhow, something will fall out. But that is a very stupid saying, my friend. If you live your life to chance, maybe you might get lucky, maybe not. But more often than not, is the latter. How many successful businessmen actually credit their success to the gambling tables, or by chance something just happened? You would hear phenomenon like that. Say, I met this guy, I met that one, he connected me to X, but it's because they were intentional about their growth. So, my friends, you have to make a decision. This is the moment where you make that decision. Do I want to keep living in obscurity and taking the easy path? Or do I want to tread the unknown where my success isn't guaranteed, but at least there's a probability in my favor? If you go to the left hand side, your lot is defined. You would end up broke. Why? If you end the opposite direction, who knows if you'll be successful? Who knows if you're not? But they are successful. There have been successful people before you, and there will still be successful people after you who have shared with you a blueprint. It's time for you to accept change. From today, I don't want you to just envision the nice things you have from that effort or from that action or that endeavor you're striving towards. I want you to also think about how it affects your life, how it alters the whole trajectory of your life, how people start treating you differently. Do you see yourself as a leader? Do you believe you can head a conglomerate? Or do you just want money and the nice things? So, my friends, envision yourself. See how people begin to treat you differently. Start learning people and management skills, because with a lot of money comes a lot of responsibility. To whom much is given, much is expected. No matter how rich you are, you have responsibilities. There's no escaping it. You might as well just enjoy the process. Alright, Webchum family. Appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.